Welcome guys to my channel, Complete Lifestyle, where we focus on becoming the best version of yourself, always elevating your game. Let's remember guys that nobody can be perfect, but we can all strive to be complete as individuals, meaning there ain't no holes in your game. If you don't know the answer to something, you can always figure it out. So today, we're gonna have a quick video. Before we get into the video, I just want to say my website is CompleteLifestyle.co. Anything you want to know about me, speaking engagements, one-on-one conferences, clothing, my book, it's all up there. Also, check me out on Teespring and Redbubble. So, what is the topic for today? I'm going to make a quick topic today. It's called discipline and how far it will get you, in life. In order to get to certain levels, you have to be disciplined. You have to have that calmness and that plan to take you from point A to point B. So I'm gonna go over about 15 different things that'll help you with your discipline and help you on your journey to becoming complete as a person. It's gonna be a quick video. I'm not gonna necessarily go into a whole bunch, everything that I discuss, but I will give it to you in a fashion that you'll be able to understand. So, number one, in discipline, you gotta define a goal that's worth fighting for. Meaning, if you don't have a goal that's worth you putting up an effort, you're not going to put effort into making sure that you achieve it anyway. So you got to find something that is obtainable, but also challenging. So that's the first step, guys. Number two, you want to deconstruct your goal. Meaning, what is the goal of the goal? So when you write down your plan for what your goal is, then the next thing you want to do is go into the steps that you're going to take to get there with whatever goal it is, guys. And what discipline does in the long run, it allows you to focus on something and then not be easily distracted from achieving whatever that thing is that you focus on. Number three, you always want to make a daily plan that gets you to your goal. So when you set the plan and you break down how it's going to get there, what steps you're going to take, you always want to take baby steps or big steps every day. You'll never want to let a day go by where you're not trying to get to your goal. You always want to make some effort, some attempt to try to get to that goal every day. Whether it's writing down what your goal is and then having a checklist every day so you can put everything down and say, okay, well, I checked this box off, so I'm a little closer to my goal. So you want to always make a daily plan that gets you to your goal. Number four, remove any temptations, any distractions, anything that's going to keep you from getting to your goal. Along our journey, we're going to always have something that is going to try to take us away from our goal, keep us off our feet. And that's life, guys. I mentioned in the previous video, you always got your highs and your lows with life. Nobody's exempt from either one. One day you may be up, one day you may be down. Now, what helps me with my goals is that I'm always even keel. So you can never tell what I have going on. You can never tell whether I'm at a low moment or a high moment. So you always want to have that. But any distractions, if it's your friends, you got to remove them. If it's an addiction, you got to remove it. Because anything that's going to keep you from your goal is negative. And we don't like negativity at Complete Lifestyle. We want to be positive at all times, no matter what's going on. Number five, prioritize the goal above anything else. Meaning the goal basically comes first. Yes, everybody has a job. Yes, everybody has responsibilities. But if you wake up early in the morning, 5 o'clock, like I've talked about in other videos, you get a head start on the day. That is the best time to work on your goal at the beginning of the day. When you're fresh, you got energy because you had a good night's sleep. The first thing you should do, brush your teeth, wash your face, take a shower, all of that. As soon as that is done, knock out whatever you got on that checklist for that goal of the day. Make sure you always put priorities when it comes to your goals. I always say make the first thing the first thing. Make the important thing the important thing. Whatever your goal is, take a crack at that before you start your day. Next, don't wait for it to feel right, guys. You want to always attack your goal. With things that we try to do as people, we always have that, I'll start it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I can put it off. It can wait. Don't wait. The earlier you start, the earlier you can make headway, the earlier you can finish or achieve whatever goal it is you set. So you want to always start and don't put it off, guys. I know it's easier. It's a lot easier to wake up and say, today don't feel like the day. Whatever it is, whether it's working out as your goal, whether it's getting to a certain point, whether it's starting a business, whether it's doing some yard work, whether it's getting the oil change in the car, whatever the goal is, start it. Do it. Don't put it off no more. As soon as this video goes off, after you like, comment, and subscribe, go ahead and start your goal. Next, force yourself to do it. So these two things kind of go together, because once you start it, then you have sometimes where people don't be consistent or have the discipline to actually finish your goal. So you want to always force yourself to do it. I know sometimes we don't feel like going to the gym. Sometimes we don't feel like paying that bill. Sometimes we don't feel like reading that book. Sometimes we don't feel like doing our homework or studying for that test or getting ready to prepare for that interview. Force yourself to do it, guys. The best saying I've ever heard, or one of the best sayings I've ever heard, is nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to help you. Your life, how you live your life, what your life amounts to is in your hands. So you got to always force yourself to do the things that you don't want to do, because you're looking for results. You don't care what the process is. You want the results. So you need to do whatever it takes to get to the results. Next, find some role models that inspire you. I know when I'm looking on my journey and I'm trying to figure out who I need to watch, how I need to do things, I study the top 1%. The Oprahs, the Tyler Perrys, the Michael Jordans, the Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Cuban, John Damon. I study the people who are at the top. Damon John, my apologies. I study the people who are at the top of the top, so that I can always see what they went through, how they got there, what it took, and I steal some of their habits, their tips. A lot of those people wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, get it going, start their day. A lot of them went homeless before they could get to what level they wanted to go to. A lot of them didn't have anything to start off. They didn't have a silver spoon. They made everything, built everything from the ground up. And so those are my type of role models. Now, you may not want to be a billionaire. Find somebody who's in the field that you want to do and study them. But make sure you're studying the people at the highest level, because those are the ones that can tell you how to get to the level that they're at. Next, schedule breaks and reward yourself. So, yes, you have to force yourself to do it. You have to force yourself to start. You got to start, then you have to force yourself to keep going. You have to build on that self-discipline. But throughout the process, you have to enjoy it. So that means take a break, see all the hard work you put in after you put in some work, and know that it's okay to take a small break in between you going for your goal. It's not okay to quit. It's not okay to stop or put it on pause for a significant amount of time, because then you'll start losing the momentum that you built up on it. But it is okay to take breaks, reward yourself sometimes, go do things that are fun, because you don't want to always be work. You want to make sure that you take some time, get yourself together, clear your head sometimes, so that you're always fresh and ready to go. So we don't quit, but we will take a break to enjoy ourselves sometimes. Next, and this is probably one of the most important ones, I just said it, failure is not an option, even for a day. There's no such thing as failure. There's no such thing as quitting. No such thing as I can't. You want to always be on your purpose, on your grind, working towards that goal. We don't quit over here. There's no such thing as quitting, guys. Also, the next thing on our list is keep track of the progress. You know, when you start at A, you want to write down your progress that you got going on. When you go to B and C and D, so you can see, all right, this is where I started. This is how I'm doing so far. And this is where I got to go. This is how much more I got to go. It's also inspiring to me. I can't talk for everybody or speak for everybody, but it's also inspiring for me that when I'm going through the process, because I'm all about the process. I want the results, but I love the process because then you can look through it and see how far you're going, how far you got to go, how far you came from, where you started at. So make sure that you always keep track of your progress. Next, set monthly milestones. So you set goals within your goals. So you say, hey, I want to start this business. All right, what's the first step? Coming up with the name. What's the next step? Coming up with what it's about. And then what's the next step? Coming up with how to get my LLC or my trademark name, or you always want to set your monthly milestones so that while you're going through your progress and your process, you can say, all right, well, this is where I'm coming from. So when you're tracking it, the next thing you want to do is see where it's going. Same thing as my previous statement, guys. Next, self-analyze your progress. So throughout the progress or the process, you want to always be looking at yourself first. I preach that that's the most important thing I preach on this channel, is always looking at yourself, making sure that you're on progress, making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. Because as I mentioned earlier, nobody's coming to save you. So you want to always take a minute, check on yourself. All right, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? How's it going? Can I do something a little better? Do I need to let something go? Do I need to add something? So you want to always analyze yourself and be looking and seeing how you can do things better at a higher level. Next one, guys, is remove any negative habits. What I would like to say is you push, analyze, remove, repeat. So any negative habits, whether it's I bust my tail Monday through Friday, but Saturday and Sunday, I don't set my alarm and get up at 5. You got to remove that. You got to make sure that you're still getting up at those times of the day every day, if that's the thing. If it's I need to work out, make sure I work out before I get into my grind, then you got to remove the negative habit for you to cut your alarm off on the weekend. You got to remove your friend trying to get you to go out on a Friday until you finish doing whatever it is you're doing. So until you meet your goal, until you satisfy whatever needs to be met, you got to remove the negative habits, because you know that if you go out on a Friday, you'll be less likely to get up at 5 o'clock on Saturday. So you want to remove any negative habits that you have going on that might hinder you from completing whatever your goal is. And finally, last step is just keep pushing for however long it takes. It might take 20 days, it might take 30 days, it might take 50 days. But you want to always just keep pushing. Sometimes it's going to get hard. Sometimes life will hit you and you can't commit as much time to it as you was because you're dealing with personal issues, family issues, etc., work-related issues, but never stop. You want to always keep pushing. So that's my video on self-discipline today, guys. Hope you like, comment, subscribe on the video. Pass it along to any of your friends who are struggling with self-discipline. Enjoy your day.